broadcast is now starting. All attendees are in listen-only mode.
Hi, everyone, and welcome to today's joint user and admin webinar. It's going to be WeSuite as a whole, 2023 free education tools. My name is Brandon Vieira, and joining me today is Stephen Nasty, who will be instructing us through. After this webinar, you will be able to identify and locate the variety of tools available to WeSuite users, utilize the WeSuite Academy for your team, set continuing education goals for your team, and utilize the WeSuite knowledge base. As always, we want you to get the most out of your time today. So if you have any questions at any time throughout the webinar, don't be shy. Just type them right into the chat, even if it's because we've gone too fast and you want to see or hear something again. We have lots to go through, so let's jump right into it.
Awesome. Thank you, Brandon. Hello, everybody. Can't believe we are already in October. It's wild to think. Hopefully you're all keeping warm and having a good day so far. So as Brandon had mentioned to you, we're doing a joint webinar this time around, kind of combining user and admin. Really this time around, what we'd like to do is kind of just give you a relatively light webinar about kind of all the free educational tools that we have to offer. So really, one of the things I want to do as well is make this as interactive as possible. So anytime you have any questions throughout, like Brandon mentioned, just go ahead and type them right into the chat. And also, if at any point you see, kind of a point or an article or anything along those lines that you think, hey, I think this would make a good article, or I think this would be a good idea to add, feel free to let us know. We're always looking to kind of expand and always looking to renovate that and ramp that up. So kind of going through our list here, it's just kind of walking through our educational tools that we have. So one of the things I wanted to kind of start off with is, actually I'll start with our main website. So with our main website, I'm sure since you all are here, you probably have seen our website and signed up for these webinars. So really, if you ever want to take a look at the webinars, including the past registrations, you're going to be going to education, then training webinars. And here you're going to see a big list of everything that we have coming up. And then what we do is we keep a log of everything within the past year, 12 months or so. So if you scroll down a little bit, you'll see the recordings of past webinars. So you'll see that we keep everything from September 13th of last year all the way up to our most recent posting, which is now going to be in September 12th and 19th. All of these recordings are locally stored, so if you ever want to take a look at them, let us know. But you should be able just to click on this watch recording. What that'll do is that'll open up a brand new link for you. It'll give you a kind of a direct link to our Dropbox. These links also don't expire as well. Even if we delete them off our main website, they will still be accessible. So if you save the links, this will give you a direct link to the video. This is as simple as just clicking the play button, and you'll have a like a 50 minute so recording of the webinar. So it's a nice little thing that you can kind of breeze through it. You can kind of select whatever point you want to view and kind of run back, pause it, and replay it. Something that's also important to know is that all of these webinars are always emailed to you. So if you are, if you sign up as an attendee but you're not able to make it, like let's say, if something comes up or you have a meeting, or even if you can't make it, I would always recommend signing up for these webinars, register for the webinars. They don't cost you anything, and you'll get an automatic link as soon as it's available, directly emailed to you. So if you want to have that, collection of these recordings, always recommend just signing up. So these are our upcoming webinars. So we keep until the end of the year, which is scary to me to think that we only have 4 more. So we are in the process of working on our 2024 schedule, which will be posted probably the next couple of weeks or so. But these are our November and upcoming schedules here for our upcoming webinars. We're doing commissions next month, some automated approvals, some prospecting stuff, and some dealer ally integration. So have a lot of cool things coming up. So that's really the website. Kind of walking through everything else. Another thing that I wanted to showcase is the User Academy. So it's Education User Academy. Now, from an admin side of things, this is one of the most powerful and best tools that we have to offer, in my opinion. The Academy is a collection of videos and recordings that we had made kind of over the course of the last couple of years or so. We have these broken out. So what we did was we took the videos that we used to have and we re-recorded them. We updated them. So as you can see here, we have 5 modules right now, and these are all completely free. We have our We Opportunity user training, We Estimate user training. We have Quote Anywhere and Site Survey user training. And then we also have 2 admin sessions. So we have our WeSuite administrator, and we have our Quote Anywhere system administrator. So these are, if you've never seen them before, I'll just go ahead and click onto the We Estimate one here. These are very much like a module course. So if you are, new to WeSuite, or if you have a user that's new to WeSuite, let's say it's a new hire or whatever it may be, I would always recommend having them take a look at these videos. They're nice because they're bite-sized. They're anywhere from 1 minute to 4 minutes, or kind of in that sweet spot where you can watch a video or two, take a quick break, go back to it. And each section has a little quiz at the end of it, just kind of recapping the first couple videos. It's something that all of us internally also go through. So it's a nice little free tool that we have. Each course generally would take you probably about a little over an hour. I would say some videos are longer than others. Like I would say this ERG video is this is probably the biggest video in total, like a little over 13 minutes. But each module, each section will run you about like a little over an hour and change. To sign up for this, I'll go ahead and just close out of this or log out of this. So you'll have this, if you've never enrolled in it before, you'll have this Enroll Now button. Clicking on that will bring you to this sign up page. All you have to do is enter in your full name, your email, your password, and if you want to, sign up for our, emails and promotions, things along those lines. All you have to do is sign up. If you already have a login, you just click on Login. You'll have your password saved, hopefully. You'll be able to log in and continue your progress. So if you want to kind of chip away at it, watch a couple videos, and then come back to it, in the afternoon or whatever it may be, you can. It saves in real time, and as soon as you finish a video, you can always put it down and pick it up at any given point. So that's our academy. Our academy is, like I said, it gone under a kind of under the hood the last couple of years, and we revamped it, redid the videos, have a Quote Anywhere 3 and Site Survey videos up and running now. And we took a look at the admin and user videos, and we redid them. We recorded them, updated them to the latest version, things like that. So highly recommend taking a look at them. They're great for if you are an admin, or if you're on the newer side as well, or even if you just need a refresher. They're a nice little free tool that we have. So kind of going down the list here, as I mentioned, today's going to be on the quicker side of the webinars. The other thing that we have to offer is our support site. So I talked to Peter. If you're familiar with Peter, he's on our support team, and he was kind of running some numbers for me, so I had them for the webinar, and I saw that just under 20% of all tickets that are submitted utilize our web form. So I wanted to show you the web form today as well, so you can take a look at it. You can see how it looks. And I'm hopefully able to push you towards using it because it's a nice little tool that we have to offer. So this is our support site if you're not familiar with it or if you haven't really seen it. And again, it's support.wesuite.com. So I'll go ahead and I'll just throw a couple of these links into the chat so you have them. So this is our support site. This is our Teachable. So this is our academy. And this is our webinar page. So these are all 3 of the links that I just covered before. So support.wesuite.com, it has 2 separate purposes for it. The first and main purpose is it has a connection and a direct link to our knowledge base. So our knowledge base, we generally expand it every day. So we have a little over 300 articles now, which is really awesome. Each article, we had done one of the personal projects of mine earlier this year was I had gone through every article that we had and corrected. There was some issues with like some pictures not showing, some links that may have been broken. So I went through that, redid the entire article, redid the interface, updated the language and jargon. So if you've seen articles in the past that didn't really make sense, or maybe they were a little unformatted, I went through and I updated a couple hundred of those over the last couple of months. So the articles are very clean, very sleek. We have videos now that are embedded into some of them if it's pertaining to the subject. We also have GIFs now, the capability to do that, to incorporate those as well. So the articles are pretty sleek. If you've never seen one of the articles, we have a range of anything that is about as simple as to how to create a job to something as complex as how to do our Azure Active Directory sync. So it's as simple as a Google search. Now, if you're familiar with the search engine, you're just typing in how to. When you're typing in any kind of keyword, each link, each guide has a directed link and a tag to link you to what you're searching for. So you can say how to copy a folder. How to copy a folder, it's an article that I made a couple of years ago. It's a quick 4-step guide with a GIF in it to kind of show you a little bit of a video snip to show you how it's done, and just a 4-step guide. That's something on the more easier side. But if we scroll down, we have something that I also had made a little while ago, talking about the Azure Active Directory sync. A little about over a year ago. Scrolling through this, we have the kind of the full run through of requirements, article links, kind of more of an in-depth article. So we have the capability to do anything as simple as a quick 2-step guide to a more of a IT-centric. Also in this section, we have these things called tiles. Each tile houses a different product. So we have our WeOpportunity and WeSuite Go kind of lumped together. We have WeEstimate, we have Code Anywhere, and we have our general, which is our release notes and technical information. So we were to click on one of these, click on WeEstimate, it'll give you a breakdown of all of our articles that are broken out by section. So you see we have it by general, system configuration, program options, things along those lines, just general for the estimate. And each article, each section has the grand total. So you see 60 articles under system configuration, 25 under estimate, just under 30 for program options. And it kind of goes on with that. Scrolling down, we also have something that's on the newer side. We have our release notes. So our release notes are, our patch notes. That what we do. I already had that up. Our patch notes, generally speaking, whenever we have a major release that comes out, we create these release notes. And the release notes are broken out by major version. So just so you know, some terminology that we use, and you may be familiar with if you're an admin, you're kind of close to the updating process. We have these things called hotfixes, and we have major releases. And something that changed in more recent years is we kind of broke out these minor hotfix versions that, if there's a critical issue or if there's, an issue that is a roadblock, we have these hotfixes that in theory we push out at a quicker rate to then send out to our clients. And they're more of a smaller build designed to fix, a certain issue or certain issues. So if you're unfamiliar with the release notes, this is the most recent version we have. So 6.9.1 came out about a couple weeks ago at this point. And it's broken out really by the header. So we have our applications. Then we have under the application, we have enhancements, bug fixes, and then sometimes we have some kind of miscellaneous stuff in there as well. Enhancements. So if you ever hear myself or a support team or Tracy, Sam, whomever it may be, talking about our enhancement request list, it's something that we utilize a lot. Our enhancement requests are, suggestions, basically like a suggestion box for our clients that if they say, hey, I think it'd be a good idea to have, this at some point. We have a giant list of enhancement requests, and we write them down as a user story, and then our development team reviews them. And if it's something that they review and they're like, yeah, okay, I see the logic with that. It's an easy enough fix. They'll review it and hopefully roll it into a future version. So a lot of the times, a lot of our builds will have enhancements. So for example, 6.9 includes the customer name field to be added in the global schedule in WeOpportunity. Also leads to be assigned has deactivated leads now. This was an enhancement request that I remember was submitted about a year or so ago that includes deactivated leads. In the past, it would only have current stuff. Scrolling down, you'll have bug fixes. So you can look at it and you can say, oh, okay, yeah, I remember this issue. This was on 6.8 or 6.7, whatever it may be. We had a contact issue where we would get a company name issue, and you could look at it that way to see if it was resolved. It's broken up by application, as I said. So we have Code Anywhere 3 broken out, we have WeOpportunity broken out. Then lastly, we have WeEstimate. So one of the things I wanted to talk about as well while I'm here, with 6.9, one of the biggest enhancements, and I had met with a good amount of you too, I'm going to talk about my new role in a little bit here as well, is we added in this new enhancement where you have automated approvals by email. So basically what this means is you will get an email sent to you as you normally would if you have the approval emails turned on. You get an approval email to you with a job summary, and you will now have the ability to accept it or reject it in the actual email itself. So it's a tremendous change. It's a really cool change. It does require some setup in the background where we do have to create some IT stuff in the back end. So if it is something you're familiar with, let me know. We can get you updated to 6.9, and we can also push this version over. We can also work on getting this loaded into your site as well. So that's really the biggest thing that's coming with 6.9. And yeah, I'll stop here because that was a lot of information so far, guys. I didn't see any questions, but any questions so far? No. Okay, sounds good. So this is really our list of our release notes. And I would always recommend taking a look at these. Now, we do have a couple different things that are being automated now. We do have our release notes that get sent out when a newest version is ready for release. By default, whoever's listed as our system admin would be added to those emails. If you want to be on those emails and you're not, please let me know. Just shoot me an email if you have it. Just let me know, hey, I'm so-and-so from so-and-so organization. I'd like to be included on the job updates, the system update emails, so let me know when a newest release is available. We have that in place. We also have the ability now to have internal IT control their own updates. So we have the ability moving forward to, if you're comfortable with it and you're good with it, we can give you the opportunity and the ability to do your own updates, so you're able to push and control what versions you have, also when and the day. So it's something that we had heard in the past that it kind of cuts back on the waiting time. So Richard Johnson, who handles a lot of our updates, is the one that's rolling out that project. So if it is something that you are interested in or your IT is interested in, let me know as well, and we can coordinate some time with Rich to get you set up with that. Because it's a nice little thing that we have now, so you don't have to wait on his availability. And if your IT understands it and they're comfortable with it, they can control what versions to push and when to push them. Okay. So going back to this, which is something that I wanted to mention before. So look, did you see a question come in? How long would we expect downtime to be when we're updating versions? It's a great question. So typically the version downtime depends on a couple different factors. Company size, database size are the two kind of major ones. So I've seen kind of in the past, anywhere from 30 minutes to an hour. And generally speaking, Dario, they're done either before or after business hours. So typically we'll coordinate with your IT to say, we'll set up the update, after the day is over. So like after 5, after 6, whatever it may be, we'll push the version there. So yeah, awesome. Yeah, we typically try to avoid pushing updates during work hours just because we don't want you guys to, be affected by it in your day. Okay, awesome. Yeah, please keep the questions coming, guys. If you have any questions about anything I covered, I know a lot of this stuff is, pretty self-explanatory, but if you have any questions or if you have any articles that you think is a good idea, like if you have any questions that you say, hey, I searched for this, I couldn't find it, maybe this would be a good article. Or even if you look at our webinars and you say, hey, I think this would be a good webinar, me and my team, want to know more about this information, feel free to type it into the chat. We're more than happy to take anything that you have and, review that. So one of the things I wanted to take a look at and show you guys quickly here is our web form. So I had mentioned talking to Pete on our support team earlier, and you ran some numbers for me, and just under 20% of all tickets that are submitted utilize our web form. So our web form is this nifty submit a request button at the very top. So what this does, if you click on that, this gives you the ability to add your email address, subject, a description, And then a couple kind of basic questions here. Does it impact all users? Are all jobs affected by it? The product, version number if you have it, and then any attachments. What this will do is this gives you the ability to cut back on back and forth is the best way I can describe it. Having worked in support for 5 years, it's something that, I think it could be frustrating for both parties is where, you submit a ticket that's critical, but there's not enough information on the ticket or the email. So then support is like, hey, can you give us a job number? Can you give us this? Or can you give us a screenshot? And then you just waste time at the back and forth. With the web form, this is basically built to say, these are all questions that typically get asked on first response from our support team if it's not there on the ticket. So this basically guides you along the way. So this will say, give us a description, give us a subject, let us know if it's all users. This also kind of raises the priority of the ticket, right? If we're seeing all users impacted, all jobs created that were affected by it, it automatically will flag it and say, okay, this looks like it's a little more critical. So it's a nice little thing that we have. The other thing that I want to show you is if we were to sign in, and let me just see, because I was having some issues with this before. Let me try this. Since I have an employee login, sometimes it gives me some issues here. Hold on one second. So bring this up on a different screen. Okay, so I'm going to bring this over here. So this is your submit a request form. I'm going to go back to the home screen here. So this right now, I have my my WeSuite burner account that I made. So this is my, as a customer, this is what I would see during my ticket submission process. So the form is still the same. However, we now have the ability to do a CC option. So I know this was something that was asked for a long time, but we have this built in now. It just requires you to add an account. And the account is completely free. It's not like a charge or anything like that. So you can add the CC optional if you have it. You'll have the ability to kind of have everything else is going to be the exact same. The only thing that's different here is you now no longer have the your email line. You'll now have just the CC line. What I like about this is if you want to click on your profile at the very top, you can go to My Activities, and you can see all the tickets that you had requested, all the tickets you were CC'd on. So I don't think I have really much of anything here. But if you were CC, like let's say you had a sales user that you were like, hey, I'm in a meeting, I can't talk to WeSuite right now. Just go on their web form, create an account, CC me on the ticket, so I can at least be aware of its status. You could at least be on that chain. Also, the contributions in the following I wouldn't really worry about too much. That's more of like internal stuff. But my favorite thing with this is this gives you a full log of every ticket that you've submitted. So if you ever are in a situation where you want to take a look at past tickets, so this doesn't have a year limit on it either. So these are tickets that I had submitted, a year ago. So go ahead and click on this one, for example. I had submitted this, hey, I'm having issues logging into my user, please help. You can see the chain back and forth. You can see the status, the priority, the rep that it was assigned to, and all of you kind of a rundown of the version that you're using, the product, and then everything that you had answered. So I'll give you a different example of this as well. So I created a test ticket earlier today. I had to put please ignore, so I didn't really go into our support site. But you can see your entire history of the chain. So you can see that, S Nasty was me, had their issue, and then Steve Nasty, who's our support person, responded with, their response. Hello, here's your, thank you for submitting to us. Their information, regards, the current status of it, any priority that's set for it as well, and who the current rep is that's assigned to. So right now it's assigned to Peter. Its status is open. You'll be able to easily keep track of this as well. So one of the things that our team really likes, and the people that I've talked to that have used this, is that if you're an admin and you have 5 or 6 different tickets that you're using, It's very hard to keep track of them via email. I know sometimes Outlook kind of comes over jumbled, or you have a whole chain. You're like, I don't know what the last response was, and people are adding in new people, and it's easily to lose track of. With this, you're able to easily see and keep track of every single ticket. You can keep track of when the latest response was, what the current status is, so it's open, and also just terminology for this as well for you to be familiar with if you're an admin and you're going to be doing this. Open just means that we're waiting on that it's just a you have the last response, or it's not set to like a pending or anything like that. Solved means that ticket's closed. Pending generally means that we're waiting on a response for you. So if you ever have submitted a ticket before, which most of you have, you should be getting a first a confirmation email saying, hey, thank you for your submission, it's been received. And then also, if we respond to you, we have an automation in play that after 3 days, I think it's just about 72 hours on the dot. If that email will go out to let you know, hey, we're still waiting on a response from you. So it's just more of a fail-safe to say, hey, if you didn't see, our support rep reached out to you, we're just waiting to hear back. So I would highly recommend taking advantage of this. It's something that is a very good tool. It's a very good organizational tool that we have, where you're able to keep track of all of your submitted tickets, the status of them, when it was created, who currently has it, who the rep was that was solved, and also the ID number. So if you ever are working with a support person, you can easily say, hey, hey, Pete, hey, Michelle, hey, Steve, whomever it is, I had submitted a ticket, and you can look to say a year ago, that was about issues logging in. It's ticket number 16830. And take a look at it when you can. I'm having the same issue again. I saw that, Pete was working on it, so maybe he'd be the best person to handle it. And he can then go look back at the older chain and say, oh yeah, looking at 16830, we gotta go get server access from you and take a look at your backend to be able to run a quick script. So from a support standpoint, it helps cut back on ticket time by a drastic amount. So I really hope that helps you guys. It's something that I find a lot of our clients don't even know that we have. But as an admin, it's your best friend. And even if you're not an admin and you're using the software a lot and you want to keep track of your tickets because you want to get your quotes out and things like that, I highly recommend creating an account here so you can keep track of your tickets. You have increased accessibility of certain things, and you can also use a support site. You can search for articles, things along those lines. And everything that I'm showing you today is completely free. The webinars are completely free. The website that I'm showing you right now, the support site, all that stuff is completely free to you. And also the academy, completely free. All of those are the three kind of pillars that we have that are built off of our kind of free educational tools that we have to offer. And we always recommend that, if you have a new hire, utilize these tools. Have them go to the support site, have them go to the academy, have them watch the videos. We do have, paid training sessions that we have that I teach, but we have so much free stuff that utilize the free stuff because it's actually very good. So take a look at that first, and if you want to have more one-on-one time, let us know. We'd be more than happy to help you with that. So kind of in closing, before I turn it over to Brandon here, I just wanted to talk, because I know there's a lot of people on here, most of which I've talked to already. But for me, I know most of you have known that I've worked with support for a while. It's a little over 5 years now at this point. I had transitioned over to a new role. So I'm still working with all you guys, but I'm now a client success specialist. And basically what that means is I am trying to reach out to all of our clients once a quarter to talk to them about, how everything's going within the organization, if there's structural changes, anything along those lines. Also kind of talking about, how everything is going using the software, how, kind of what's the environment there, what can we do to help, is there kind of any kind of general feedback with that? And then lastly, closing about what's new on our ends of upcoming events, things like that. So I know most of you I've talked to, some of you I haven't yet. I pretty much finished my first full cycle reaching out to everybody there. So yeah, it's been going very well. So I've been spearheading a lot of the trainings now. So if you are requesting one-on-one time or demos, things along those lines, you most likely would be working with me moving forward. So it's been a fantastic opportunity. I've been getting a lot out of it. It's been really a pleasure talking to each and every one of you on those calls. So if I have any of you scheduled, coming up soon, I look forward to talking to you there. Yeah, it's been great. The last thing before I turn it over to Brendan is just as a quick reminder, we do have our WeSuite workshop that is here in New York from February 6th to February 9th. We had sent out, I want to say a week or two ago, some information about pricing, course subject matter, things along those lines, location, all that good stuff. So if anybody here is interested and did not receive one of those, or wants a refresher, please let me or Brandon know. We're both on this chain right now. We can get you that information. But yeah, that's everything on my end. Any questions before I turn it over to Brandon? No, so it looks like we're good. So Brandon, you want to let everybody know what's coming up here?
Yeah. So, just once again, thanks everyone for joining today. And although it was relatively simple and straightforward, hopefully you're comfortable with everything Stephen went over. If you need to refer to this webinar again, it'll be posted on our website where you guys were shown by this time tomorrow, hopefully sooner, under the training webinars page, which you can find under the education menu. And next month's webinar for administrators is on November 14th and will be a commission module overview, while the sales user webinar will be on November 21st and will cover our finance and lease module as well as our integration with Dealer Ally. Thanks everyone for joining us.
Have a great day, everybody. Take care.